Seeking Alpha CEO Interviews is a premier destination for discussions with the top leaders in the public markets. Here's a clip from CEO Michael Farlekas of E2open, a provider of comprehensive supply chain management software solutions, on what it takes to avoid supply chain disruption.
Supply chains were built around efficiency. And I think now the pivot is going to be, okay, not just efficiency, but reliability and resiliency. And it's now, because of that, it's becoming a much larger boardroom issue, where before it was just about, hey, how can I get some cost out of my supply chain and still get the margins I want and meet demand? They're able to do that. But now there's another mandate, which is, okay, I need to be able to do that under all circumstances. That takes a rethinking of your entire supply chain. And that means that's much more of a C-level, board level type of conversation. I'll give you a quick example. So, you think about automotive semiconductors. Well, why is that impacting the automakers so dramatically? And the reason is because automakers, by and large, never had to really deal with the issue of constrained supply. Like, they always had plenty of supply. They could always just get more aluminum or glass or plastic and just store more. And they could be, resilient, and they have resiliency through buffers. Well, semiconductors aren't the same way. Like, there's just no more semiconductors in the world. So if you operate from the world of, hey, just go down to the, my supplier and get more and stockpile it, when it doesn't exist, you have a pretty big problem. So automakers are becoming like high-tech makers have been for 20 years, which is rethinking their entire supply-demand balancing by having much longer-term demand schedules that allow you to take longer-term commitments to those critical components that are in demand. So the high-tech companies have figured this out 20 years ago. And by and large, they used our platform to do much of this. But the issue is, how do I operate when my critical components are constrained? That's a very big difference for what the automakers have seen really up until this point. So automakers are becoming high-tech manufacturers, not just in actual function, because there's more chips in cars, but because they have to deal with supply chain issues that they never, ever had to deal with before.
Catch the full interview of this conversation on seekingalpha.com under CEO Interviews, or by typing their stock ticker, ETWO, into our search box. And don't forget, subscribe to CEO Interviews and get the episodes delivered straight to your inbox.